Hi, my name is Ravi Wadasingha. I'm a third-year resident at New York Presbyterian Brooklyn Methodist Hospital. I'm going to be talking about this poster implementing a technology-based cognitive aid for real-time feedback for emergency medicine trainees. And the project behind this was an effort to improve feedback at our program. For some background, we had the challenge to get more effective and accessible real-time feedback. We didn't have a system in place to regularly get feedback as we were learning. In my second year of residency, all the feedback was either in person on shift or during semi-annuals. And I heard about this tool called MyTipReport, which is an app/web-based platform where attendings can give you feedback at home after shift, just taking a few minutes on their phone, highlighting what you need to do to improve, what went well, what can be improved. And we have some screenshots of the app icon itself on the left, and in the middle, some of the shift cards we created on things like critical care, workflow, documentation, and some of the procedure cards highlighting all the key emergency medicine procedures and critical steps in each procedure, all with open-ended text, what went well, what could be improved. And so we implemented this in our program and gave questionnaires out to our 39 residents, anonymous surveys with both quantitative and qualitative questions, pre and post implementation of the MyTipReport platform. And this was in May and December of 2020. Of our 39 residents, 80% completed the surveys. Before using MyTipReport, 39% noted that they weren't satisfied, with a mean Likert score of 2.5. And this is a scale of 1 through 5, 1 being very unsatisfied, 5 being very satisfied, 3 being neutral, so between unsatisfied and neutral. There's a standard deviation of 0.9, and 94% cited reasons for their dissatisfaction being infrequent feedback, less than every other shift, with barriers to feedback being time and that some attendings seem disengaged. After 6 months of using MyTipReport, we had increase in satisfaction. 90% noted satisfaction, and there's a mean Likert score of 3.5 with a standard deviation of 0.8. Comparing the post-intervention to the pre-intervention satisfaction with feedback, this was statistically significant with that p-value of less than 0.05. And people said they received more end-of-shift feedback, but they still had the barrier being time. And I noted anecdotally, a lot of people were happy with the comments they were getting from MyTipReport. They had a better understanding of what they needed to improve upon, and they also really appreciated attendings taking their time to comment on their performance during the shift rather than not discussing it or just wondering how they were doing. So anecdotally, and with myself too, I got a lot of great feedback with this app, and a lot of attendings have gone out of their way to find new tips for educating us. So with conclusions and future directions, one thing I want to say is that there are potential biases with the 80% completion rate, being that probably more people who use the app did the surveys. There's also the issue of from May to December of 2020, we had one class leave and a new intern class come in, so it could have effects on the results there. Something lending to more satisfaction with feedback being authentic is that the other questions in the survey, such as how did you feel about on-shift education, how do you feel about feedback for attendings, these were all not statistically significant, whereas satisfaction with feedback was. Things to do for the future: we want to increase participation. A few attendings use this MyTipReport tool often, and it's usually the attendings invested in education, associate program directors, and we want to get more people using this. We also want more resident involvement, and there's the option to give feedback to teachers as well, and that's something that can encourage senior resident growth and attending growth. Thank you.